everyone, welcome into our YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and today we are doing a list with me video. So I'm going to go through the steps of listing a pair of jeans and one plush just to show you guys how I do it from start to finish. This is assuming that I've already taken all of the photographs and any measurements that I needed, and I'm sitting down at the computer to list. So I do have a certain routine and system in place for measuring and photographing jeans. I have a series on that, which I will have part 1 pop up at the end of this. And then if you need to see part 2 or 3, you can search the channel for that. I'll actually link all below for you. I'll put part 1, 2, and 3 of the jeans video down in the description box for you if you need to see how I measure and photograph jeans. I think plush is pretty self-explanatory. You'll even be able to see from my photos how I photograph them next to a measuring tape to show their size. So assuming that I've already gone through the steps, I've taken the photographs, I've measured and uploaded all the photos to my computer, and I'm sitting down to list. We're going to start there, and you're going to see all of my steps. When I do measurements, I don't do anything fancy. I just take an old piece of scrap paper, and I keep all scrap papers. So anything we print off the printer that only has one side that we don't need, any mail I get that has a blank side like this, I have one of those old-fashioned letter holders, and I just stick any and all scratch or scrap papers in there. I save everything. I use the back of everything. I use little notebooks, but I try to use every bit of paper. And what I do is I take a full piece of paper and I fold it in half. And then it's really sloppy. It's really rudimentary, but it works for me. And then that way I'm able to recycle and reuse all of the paper that comes through our house. So I just put the brand, the size, and then I don't even really write next to the measurements what they are because I've been doing this for so long that I automatically know what order these are in. And they also match the order on my templates, which you're going to be able to see in a second. So it goes brand, size, waist, hips, front rise, back rise, leg opening, which I'll have to double for the listing. I don't know why I do it that way. I just always have. You can see that the waist and hip measurements are already doubled. For some reason, I just write the leg and then double it when I go to type it in. And then I have the inseam and the outseam. I'll also write any small notes on there, like if they're men's rather than women's, I'll know that they're men's. If they have faux front pockets, I'll write that. And as I list them, I put a little scribble through them. You can see that. And then when I list everything on this paper, I'll throw this paper away. And I usually just keep this like propped up next to me to my right so I can see it while I'm listing. So that's where I put my measurements. And then I upload all of the, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now with you guys. I upload all of my photos to a special folder I've created on my laptop that I know is for, I think this is probably going to be best. Yes, this will be best. So I have a special folder for our business. Actually, you can see it right here. It says the Hippo Hut. And within that, I have photos for listing. I used to have a more extensive folder, but I just switched laptops a few weeks ago. Most of you know that. So I'm still in the process of moving stuff over into this computer on this folder. But it's just called the Hippo Hut. And I used to have a folder with photos for the group, with photographs and screen shares of different types of dresses and purses and bags and stuff. That's all available in our Facebook group for you guys, by the way. And then I have this. This is my YouTube description. This goes in the box on every single video I upload. I just save it here. And I have a folder called Photos for Listing. And if you open that, well, it's already open up here. It's got all the photos I've downloaded ready to go. Then on eBay, I have templates. If you don't know how to make templates, you need to know how. It is life-saving, life-changing. It will make your listing so much faster and so much easier. Unfortunately, you can only use templates on the desktop. So if you're one of the folks that likes to list on your app, on your phone, you can't use the templates, but this is one of the biggest reasons why I like listing on the computer versus the phone. Number one, I'm a dinosaur and I'm not really fond of using my phone for a lot. I like to work from a computer. But number two, I love the templates. They save you so much time. They really make listing so much easier, and you can really fly through listing. One thing you should be doing when you're listing or taking photos or taking measurements, you should be doing stacks of alike things if at all possible. If your death pile consists of randomness, like 3 purses, 2 plush, and 5 blouses, and that's all you've got to list, clearly you can't do this. But if you have the ability to save like items up until you have enough to do a photography session, a measuring session, or a listing session, I recommend that. So save up 10 to 20 pairs of blue jeans, 10 to 20 plush, 10 to 20 blouses, 10 to 20 pairs of shoes, etc. If you're doing all alike items, that also helps increase your speed and your listing time. If you're measuring the same type of thing over and over, photographing on the mannequin over and over, or flat lays over and over, like the same thing, you're going to increase your speed. And then when you go to list, you can use your templates and they'll save you time. If you don't know how to do them, I also have a video on how to set up your templates. That video is like 2 minutes long. It's real quick, but it'll walk you through it and it will help you immensely. So I recommend watching that. I'll have it pop up at the end as well. So you're looking at my templates, and honestly, I could have a few more. You can have as many as you'd like, and you can set them up any way you want. I probably should have one for men's pants, because when I do men's pants, I use my jeans one, and there's a lot I have to change, which is kind of time consuming. So I think now that I'm looking at these and showing them to you guys, this weekend I'm probably going to do some template cleaning up, maybe make some more. But we're going to do a pair of women's jeans for the purpose of this video. And so what I'm going to do is go down here to women's jeans. You would click the little down arrow here. You can edit your template at any time. You can delete it. You can copy it to create another one, or you can create a listing. So I would create listing, and I already have that up here for you guys in another tab. The first thing I do is I start uploading my photos, because that takes a little bit. So I want to be actively doing something else while my photos are loading, instead of sitting there waiting for the photos to load. I'm multitasking, which also increases your speed and your productivity. Since I want to show you jeans, we're going to skip these 2 shorts here. You can also see in my photos, and I've showed you guys this before, at the end of a item, I take a photo of it on a scale with, I'm going to show it to you here, with its location tag. So one, when I go to list items, I know where they're at and I know exactly how much they weigh. And also, when I'm looking in my folder here, I can definitely see where one item ends and one begins. Obviously, with green shorts and blue shorts, they're different, but when you have pair after pair after pair of jeans, they can kind of run into each other. So I like to have that as a divider, but it also helps me when I'm listing. It helps me when I'm putting items away, and it helps me when things sell so I can pull them quickly. So let's get the jeans loading in the photos first. I'm going to do these True Religion jeans just to get them up, because they're worth some money. So we'll go to add photos, and I click the first, I left click on my mouse, the first photo, and then I find where it is on the scale. I know that's the last photo of this pair before the next pair begins. I will shift on my keyboard and left click again. It selects all of the photos of that pair of jeans. Open. Now they're going to start downloading. So I'm going to start filling in my listing. The first thing I want to do is check the weight and location. So this is an bin A slot 2. I go to the SKU line. I put the month I'm listing. I put the price I want. I don't have to comp True Religion jeans. I always start them at $51. I know that. If I had to comp them, this would be the step where I would do the comping. Then I will put the location. I'm going to check the weight again. And it is over a pound, so I know it's in a padded flat. I actually put that in my SKU line. That way when I'm doing best offers, because we offer free shipping, it has to be built into the price. If I see the PF in a SKU line, I know that that is shipping out padded flat, and I know how much room I have to wiggle on my best offers. If it's first class, I don't put anything there. If it were first class, I would have to go down here in my template and change this weight to whatever the jeans weighed, and change this priority mail padded flat to first class. But as we go down through the template, you're going to see what I already have filled in. So I have put the location and the weight and the price. Those are the first things I do so I don't forget. This is so super important, especially when it sells. You want to know where it is. If you already have the weight put in and how you're shipping it put in down there, you're good to go. You can pretty much just print your label. So then I start filling in my title. These are True Religion women's jeans. I'm going to look at my paper. My paper says they are size 32. And these are actually men's jeans now that I'm looking at my paper. But that's an easy fix. I really thought these were women's, but these are men's. So we'll just really quickly change that to men's. No big deal. But I'm going to add $4 to the price because they're men's jeans and you can ask for more with men's. So these are a size 32. I'm going to go look at the jeans themselves. Do they have a name? A lot of jeans will tell you they have a name or the style. Sorry. So these are section Billy. So that's, now that I flipped this, I'll go ahead and save that and come back up and keep working. So these are Billy. I can tell by looking at these that they are straight leg. You can see they go down. There's no flare or out. But the leg opening is also 19 inches, which is typically a boot cut. So I will probably put these as a straight boot. So I'll put Billy, straight boot. I know that these are a mid-rise by my measurements. I know they're distressed. You can see the distressing right there. Ripped even. Ripped. I'm going to put just distressed up here because I'm running out of room. Denim. I often will also put medium wash or whatever the wash is here, like medium wash denim pants if there's room. So it would say like Billy boot cut, mid-rise, medium wash denim pants, but I don't have a lot of room here, and I feel like distressed is the most important keyword over the wash, and that's how you build your title. It goes brand, gender, what it is, size, and then your keywords, most important, left to right. I always feel like whatever the jeans have printed on them as their name or their style is the most important. I also feel like the silhouette or the leg cut is more important than the rise. I feel like more people will search for boot cut or skinny or flare than they'll search for the rise. But the rise is also important, so that comes next. And then I put the wash or distressed or ripped or anything like that, then the word denim. If there's room left over, I would put pants. So you can see it's already going to fill in all this stuff for me, which is great. I'm going to have to change my store category here to men. Oops, sorry. All right. And we are going to work on these photographs. This is a little dark. Like the white on it went gray. We really don't know what's going on. We have brand new phones and we have professional lighting, and we've been playing around with our phones and our lights for a couple of weeks. But a lot of our photos are coming out like this with this gray background rather than like this. Keith lists on the phone. So what he does is he uses the background feature on the eBay app. It kind of wipes out the background and turns it nice and white so it looks professional. I just mess around with the contrast here. If you're wondering how I know what to do, I really don't. I just play around so it looks good. Typically you want this bottom, the contrast, to be higher than the brightness to help it even out. I just kind of go until it doesn't look gray in the back anymore. I don't know what happened there. And so it looks white in the background and doesn't look gray. And then I also try to make it so that the jeans still look true to color, or the shirt or whatever I'm working on. So that's good. And I'll usually only mess with like the front photo, the one they're going to see when they first look at it. on eBay when they search, and usually the 2 full-length ones. So they're kind of getting really nice photos, the full length and the first one to look at when they're deciding if they're going to purchase this. So I would just kind of fix these up. This one, it's kind of dark, and I don't know. Like, normally I probably wouldn't touch it, but it's really bothering me how dark that is. Again, we have been kind of experimenting. See, now it's kind of yellow, but that's okay. As long as these first 3 look good. I have some pictures of the hems here. You can see where that poster board ends, so I would probably cut this. So this is just a point where I'm going through and making sure my photos look good, making sure they're not too dark, making sure they're in a nice order. I typically like my tags to be last. And because I have these photos of the hems here, I know that I was trying to point those out. So I would put here in the condition description, jeans are distressed and ripped, hems are frayed. I'll show them in photos so they know, right? You can't put stuff enough because you guys, you know, we all know buyers don't really read. I'm copying this to put down in the other description. So yeah, it's clear that these have holes and they're ripped. I've put it in the title. I've put it here. I'm going to put it in the description. I just feel like you can't put stuff enough because people don't really pay attention. So my inseam on my paper says it's a 29. They're blue jeans. The size is 32. It's already filled in a lot for me, as well as my template had a lot filled in for me. I'm going to have to change the department to men. These are style straight. True Religion Billy is the model. The waist is 32, according to my measurements. The fabric wash, I would call it medium. I would call that medium. It's more of a light, but I kind of consider that medium. And I always put zip or button fly right here. I don't typically put the country here, but you can. Clearly, the more you fill out here, the better off you are. The more you have filled in, the more information your buyer's going to have. Make sure you have this style. This is the required soon thing that's going to be required in February. I'm going to go down to my description. So then I just filled this. You can see this is already pre-filled in with a bunch of information. That's because I'm using a template. So these are men's medium wash, ripped, distressed, denim, mid-rise, straight boot, Billy jeans by True Religion. That's just how I fill it out. You can put it in a different order. Some folks like to put True Religion, men's jeans, and then their keywords. This is just how I've always done it, and I like doing it that way. That doesn't have to be in any kind of specific order or anything like the title should be. The title has to follow the formula. That's the formula Cassini likes. But you can put whatever you want in your description box. So now I'm just going to fill in the measurements. These are all here because I'm using a template. And so all I have to do is go down and fill in the numbers from my paper where I have my measurements. You can see how much time this is saving me because everything's here. I'm just filling in numbers. And I do a lot of measurements on jeans because it's hard to find jeans that fit well, and hopefully people pay attention. You guys saw me copy up there what I had written. There we go. I'm just going to paste it in right there. So it's there again. And then, of course, I have some other information here. You guys can feel free to copy my template, my description box if you'd like, or create your own. It's a fixed price. Okay, so these are men's jeans. So what I want to do, because they are going to be $55, is what I want. $51 is typically what I start True Religion at. I added $4 because they're men's, and you can ask more money for men's clothing. But because we run consistent sales, 20% Monday through Friday, all the time around the clock, I want to list this so that when the 20% sale hits, they're actually going to be $54.99. The way I would do that, I know I want $55. So I'm going to go on my calculator and I'm going to add 25% to the price. That's going to make them $68.75. I knock a penny off because now when the 20% sale hits, by me putting 74 instead of 75, these are going to be $54.99. There's something psychologically with folks about that 99 at the end of a price rather than just a straight 55, a 54.99. For some reason, psychologically helps buyers think it's cheaper. So I like to do that. I do let people offer on our items, and that's already clicked because it's a template. A lot of this is going to already be filled in for me. Buyer returns always on jeans for us because they are so expensive to ship in the padded flap, but we do free shipping initially. And all that's going to be filled in because, again, I'm using one of my templates. So now all I have to do is list the item. When I'm actually going through and listing a ton of jeans at once, while this is submitting like that and spinning, I go up and, again, I shift click all the way through the scale photo of these jeans, and I will delete them from the folder. They go to my recycle bin where they'll sit until I clean it out. I clean it out like once every couple of months or whatever. I leave stuff in there just in case because you never know when returns are going to happen. Or if you did misplace something in your inventory system, you could always go back into your recycle bin and get that original location. So I let that sit, but I do delete it out of this folder. That way I know they're listed. They're not here. Only what is here is what I need to list. So let's do a plush real quick. You guys can watch how I do a plush listing. I have my template here for plush. It's just kind of generic under Build-A-Bear. It's just how I set it up. So again, first thing I'm going to do is list the photos. I'm going to try to grab a plush that I'm not going to have to comp so I can just list it. And you guys can watch me do that. I have plenty of videos on how to comp items if you guys want to search the channel for those, if you need help with comping. I'm going to grab this little Build-A-Bear dog. You can see my plush are separated by kind of the measuring tape. The way I do the photos is if I end the last plush next to the measuring tape, then I'll start the next plush on the measuring tape because the measuring tape's already laid out. So I took this platypus's photos. He got his photo next to the measuring tape. The next photo would be of him in his location, just like I do the jeans, but not on a scale because we weigh these at time of shipping, our plush. All clothes are pre-packaged, pre-weighed, and put into the listing. Plush, I just kind of have a generic 15 ounce on the listing, first class, and then at the time of shipping, we weigh them. We do the same with our remotes. But I do put where he's located. And then when I put him in bin 2, when I pull out Pikachu for his photo session, that measuring tape was already going to be laid out. So I take that first and then start his photos. And he did weigh more than a pound, so he's got a picture on a scale. He's a little different. Then we start with the Hershey. He goes on the measuring tape. The next one starts with the measuring tape. So that's kind of how I do it. It gets a really nice rhythm going when I'm doing the photos because I don't have to pull the measuring tape out at the end of each animal's photo session. It's already there. I do 2 in a row. And it makes a nice rhythm. And makes it easier for me to see and hear where everybody is. So I'm going to download the photos first. Where did you go, puppy? So I don't grab the one with his location. I don't need that in the listing. I need his picture of him next to the measuring tape to see how big he is, all the way through him. You can see the burn is next. So while those are loading, I'm going to see where he's located and put it in my SKU line. He went into bag 5. So this is November. I'm going to list him for probably 21. Bag 5. Now, the reason he's going at 21, I typically sell these plain dogs and plain bears from Build-A-Bear for anywhere from 17 to 20 bucks. This dog, when you push his hand, says, "I love you." So he's a little bit more special. So I want to start him a little higher. I used to start these around 20, these talking ones like this. I added $1 at the beginning of 2020 to all of my listings to cover postal increases. So he'll start at 21. So I would go up here. He's a Build-A-Bear dog. He's an electronic plush because he speaks. So I would put the word electronic in front of plush. He's 14 inches. I always put that in the title. So he's a Build-A-Bear dog electronic plush. And then I would put puppy because that's a great keyword, right? He's a plush puppy. He's tan and brown. You want to keep words like and the and ampersands and anything like that out of your titles. You don't need any of those extra words or symbols. Your title is very valuable real estate, and you want to use every bit of it for words that are going to matter as keywords. So I wouldn't put tan and brown. I would just put tan and brown. He talks, says, I love you. Works. You know what? I'm going to take, sometimes you have to play like this because you run out of room. I like to put tested. We'll take out the word brown. He's mostly tan, right? So I'll say, says, I love you, tested works. I do like to put that in the title of electronic plush. So as they're scrolling through the main search results, they'll see immediately that my Build-A-Bear works. He's been tested. He is a Build-A-Bear, so we'll leave that category. My store category is already set. He is used, good condition, gently loved. But here again, I would say tested and works. Says, I love you when you squeeze his hand. I'm going to copy and paste this to put down in the description box. This is where I would mess around with the photo, kind of make him look a little bit brighter. And with the plush, I really only do that front photo. So that looks really nice. That's appealing. It'll attract people in. And then when they go to look at my other photos, they're gray in the background. They're dark. But that's okay. You can still see what you need to see. There's plenty of photos here, his tag. But that front photo, you want it to be eye-catching. So I'm going to come down here and fill in what I can on the item specifics. Build-A-Bear Workshop. He's a plush. Features. I want to put, voice. There you go. He's got a voice. He's 14 inches, and he's a dog. So down here I would say, you are buying a tan and brown electronic 14-inch 14-inch plush dog by Build-A-Bear. And here I'm just going to paste in what I put in that box up top. Good condition, gently loved. Everything you saw me type in. This is already filled in from being a template. I wanted 21 for him. Because I price a lot of things at $21, I already know what plus 25% is. It is $26.24. So when this goes on sale, he'll be $20.99. Let buyers make offers. Seller free returns. I do that on all plush. He's first class. And like I said, I'll leave a generic 15-ounce holder here. And then he's ready to go. And I'm going to list him. And that is how I list from start to finish. Once I sit down at the computer and have all the photos ready, I go on and use my templates. And typically I would do all the jeans that you guys saw on the front of the folder first, and then tomorrow I would be listing the plush. But I do try to do all alike together. But even if I don't have a lot of alike stuff, the templates really help me just keep going and getting into that rhythm and not having to fill out as much information. Stuff's already filled out for me. So if you guys have any questions about what you saw here, if you need anything, if you need more information on anything I talked about, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or point you to videos that can help you with comping, doing the templates and stuff. Again, I'll have the template video and the part 1 of the jeans pop up at the end here for you. And I'll put the whole series of jeans in the box. And that should help you guys with those. But anything else you need help with, leave a comment, guys. And join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can search for it on Facebook or use the link down below. You can always tag me in there or ask other questions of other members. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave, guys. It really helps our channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe. Help us feed a hungry hippo. Until next time, go be productive. Go make some money. Go create some templates. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.